Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals Music is here because we're fiercely independent. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot. We've always been there, and it's always been spent a phone call away.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
Good Thursday evening, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. Really looking dry out there. Not as much shower activity, if any, across our area this afternoon and evening, which is nice to see. We're going to be starting our dry period at least a little earlier on. We still expect at least some isolated showers and storms over the weekend, but it's nothing like what we've seen over the past really several weekends, it seems like. And it's going to be pretty hot as well. Let's get into your forecast. First off, let's take a look at the latest radar and satellite composite across the area. And we do have that cold front. I say cold front. I really use that loosely. It's more of a just kind of frontal boundary, if you will, because obviously we've seen our forecast over the past several days. You know that there's really not much to do with this cold front. We're actually going to be warming up very nicely over the weekend. That continues to push on through that giant area of showers and storms that we are tracking this morning. That is all made it all the way down here towards the Gulf Coast, down here towards Dothan, that kind of wiregrass area across southern Alabama, and it's actually just about to move offshore into the Gulf. So behind this, we're again staying dry, at least for the next several hours. Cannot completely rule out an isolated shower or storm that tries to get going, but like I said, we're pretty much dry right now. There's really not a lot on the radar. So I don't really anticipate much more, but still can't completely rule one out from popping up. But we're really just looking at dry conditions overnight tonight. Temperatures dropping down into the 70s as you see, and we'll get close to that dew point, and that will allow at least some fog development possibly late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. So just keep that in mind on your morning commute. All right, let's go through here with your Futurecast. Again, cannot completely rule out an isolated shower or storm really over the next, I would say, couple of hours, but again, we're mostly dry tonight going into your Friday morning. Still just some passing clouds here and there, again, watching for that fog development. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., waking up, temperatures generally in the upper 60s and lower 70s. As we head throughout your day on Friday, we will warm up into the upper 80s and lower 90s, and that will allow at least a small chance at an isolated shower or storm tomorrow. Really, really low chances. They're roughly right around 10% or so, so most places will end up being dry on your Friday. 3 p.m. still showing that temperatures getting very hot outside. I cannot be completely shocked if Florence ends up getting into that kind of 93, 94 degree range. I don't think it gets to 95 like you saw, but I think it's going to get pretty hot over there, even as we head into your Friday evening, still holding on to those temperatures at least in the 80s. All right, let's go through your next kind of handful of days here, and you'll just show kind of it's a rinse and repeat of pop-up showers and storms and the heat. At least it's not a rinse and repeat of widespread showers and storms like we've been seeing for several weekends now. So let's go through here. Saturday, again, pop-up shower and storm possible. I think there's a slightly better chance as you go into your Sunday. Some of that model guidance has been hinting that maybe there's slightly more coverage with it. I don't think it's overly widespread. We're only talking about maybe 20 to 30% chance on your Sunday, and then we're kind of back down to that very isolated chance for your Monday, even into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So like I said, roughly a rinse and repeat of just the heat, humidity, and that kind of pop-up shower and storm chance. Speaking of the heat, here is your temperature trend over the next 7 days. 90s start tomorrow, and they continue for the next 7 days at least. And you see a lot of 93s on here, and again, I want to stress that this is kind of just a midpoint or average, if you will, for our entire area that we cover. Parts of northern Alabama will likely be around 95, 96 degrees. Can't even rule out 97 potentially, especially Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, as some of that guidance has kind of hinted. But everybody, at least for a general rule of thumb, will be in the low to mid-90s for highs and generally low, even mid-70s for lows. Speaking of the heat and humidity factor, of course, factor that in, you get your heat index values. They will be generally around 100 to 105 all Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I guess really not looking at much in the way tomorrow because we have a little bit less moisture content in the air, so it should generally feel close, if not at your actual air temperature out there. Rain chances over the next 7 days look like this. Again, like I mentioned, best chance on the board is going to end up being that Sunday, roughly around 30%. But hey, I like what I see here. There's no 50, 60, 70% ranges in there. Everything's isolated. Everything's on the low end of things. So that's very nice, especially for those who want to get out and enjoy summer for once. Get out by the pool, get out by the lake, go maybe play around a golf, but just make sure it's hot outside. Stay hydrated. You don't want to overdo it out there in the heat. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. First off, first 3 days, 90, 92, 93, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like I mentioned, and then we're just stuck in kind of that mid-90 area Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, probably even beyond right now. And again, there will be spots in there, especially across northern Alabama, that will be in the more mid and possibly upper 90s for some of those days. I don't think we really get towards the century mark, but I wouldn't be shocked if some areas like the metro area, maybe they end up getting to around maybe 97 to 98 degrees one of those days. It is definitely going to be a hot one. That's your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. I'll be back here at 6 and 9 to give you another update on your latest forecast, and then Ben has you covered all day tomorrow for your latest information. Until then, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your Thursday.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.